Hello everyone, welcome into Deacon's Info Talk. I'm your host Deacon, and welcome back to another Deacon's Info Talk episode on the channel, episode 27 on the channel, where you're getting close to the 30s. And today we have lots of info topics, like always. I feel like every week we have a lot of topics, especially during the off season. And there's some pretty big ones in here. All right, massive topics to get to, and then once again, like two and a half pages of signings and 2.5 pages of cuts. Two injuries this week. Top 10. We'll do top 10 right after that, or actually do quick hits and then top 10. We have actually a lot of quick hits today, and then we have one question of the week. And this question of the week is going to be pretty huge because it's been kind of back and forth. I cannot wait though to get right into this episode of Deacon's NFL Talk. Alright, everybody, we're going to jump right into this. So, like always, we're going to start with the first topic, alright? So, earlier this week, it was looking like it was going to be a pretty quiet week, NFL topic-wise, not signings and cuts. Signings and cuts is always huge during the offseason. But the Chiefs wide receiver, Hollywood Brown, hospitalized with a stern clavicular joint dislocation. If I said that wrong, then let me know. But he was released on Sunday, so I mean he's out of the hospital now. But the bad news is that Chiefs head coach Andy Reid said it's the same injury that Tyreek Hill had, which sidelined him for 4 weeks. All right, so anytime you lose a guy like Hollywood Brown or Marquise Brown, whatever you want to call him, anytime you lose a guy like him, I feel like it sucks. I mean, he's so quick and he's fast. If you haven't watched him, watch him. Trust me, he's so fun to watch. And the fact that it's the Chiefs too, like we all know about last year. Last year was ridiculous with their wide receivers. I mean, that was probably the worst receiving core, if no doubt about it, the worst receiving core in the league last year. And Hollywood Brown has really upgraded it. But now since he's gone, who do you have? I'm kind of surprised that they got rid of Marquez Valdez-Scantling over Kadarius Toney. So they have Kadarius Toney, they have Christian Watson, I believe is his name. So, I mean, you have some other guys. But, I mean, it just sucks to have this kind of injury. I mean, especially to him, too. I mean, I feel like Chiefs fans wouldn't be extremely mad that it happened to, a Kadarius Toney. But still, I mean, anytime you lose someone who helps fill in the receiver chart, like the depth chart, and especially the way, it happened for Marquise Brown. But anyway, the bad news about this is that he's going to be sidelined for 4 to 6 weeks. Tyreek Hill was sidelined for 4 weeks. Brown is going to be sidelined for 4 to 6. So it could possibly be a little bit more. I would probably say it's a little maybe in between, maybe a 5-week something. Who knows? We'll see what happens with him. I hope he's going to be okay. Like I said, anytime you lose a wide receiver, it's a game changer, right? And yeah, he's going to probably miss. I don't know if they're including preseason, because if he misses 2 weeks of preseason, then he should be back by week. If you're including preseason, or if they're just including regular season. If they're only talking about regular season, then he should be back by week 4 to 6. If they're saying including preseason, then he could be back week 2 or 4, possibly somewhere in that range. So we'll see what happens, and I hope he's okay. But second topic. All right. The Jets edge rusher Hassan Reddick requests a trade after signing with the Jets this offseason. All right, this is absolutely ridiculous in my opinion. I mean, obviously, if you guys don't know, Hassan Reddick has been in the league longer than you might think. He actually played with the Cardinals. I actually have a rookie card of him on the Cardinals, and he really was more one of those no-name edge rushers. No one really knew him, and then all of a sudden, he just broke out on Philadelphia. I mean, both failed to negotiate a contract, which led to Reddick skipping both minicamp and training camp. I'm talking about the Jets right now. But I'm just kind of like, this is kind of ridiculous. Is it just me, or is this actually really stupid? I know, I feel like you guys, feel like NFL players, can kind of be a little greedy and like kind of what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? It might be greedy, but like they want so much money, and like that's the only thing they care about. They don't care about participating in training camp or mini camp or maybe in NFL games. They just care about money. That's all they care about. Like selfish. That's the word I was looking for. I feel like some NFL players can just be so selfish. I feel like they only care about themselves. They only care about what they make. I mean, he's received like many fines like for skipping practice. I mean, it's a crazy amount. When you skip both minicamp and training camp, that's like months worth of fines, and fines can be pretty big. Like some can be up to thousands of dollars. I mean, I've seen crazy amount of fines. But this comes after Reddick was traded to New York 4 months ago. It's been 4 months and he's already complaining and he's already requested a trade from the Jets. I think it's stupid. I mean, I want you guys' opinion on this. Let me know what you think of this because I think this is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, this has to stop. Like, either sign the guy or just I don't know. Like, let him play through. I would say let him play through this year, and then we can see what he's worth. All right, third topic. All right, we actually might go through these fairly fast. But the Bengals to wear orange pants for the first time in franchise history in 2024. I'm going to pull these up here. The Bengals orange pants were actually revealed like a day early because someone was playing Madden, and there was apparently you could play with them. I'm not really sure what the whole situation is, but here's one of T. Higgins right here. Like, it's a little bit of hard angle, but like at first, at first I thought of them in my mind, I was kind of like, that kind of sounds a little bit ugly. I feel like some people could say that sounds a little ugly. I mean, that's what was going through my mind. I thought they were going to look a little bit ugly, but in this picture, they actually don't look too bad. I mean, if we're being honest, I mean, that looks pretty good. I mean, with the black uniform, I could see how with the white one it could look a little bit weird, but I like the black one. I mean, that's nice, dude. I mean, I really like them. I didn't think they were gonna be this good, but apparently they are. But the Bengals will wear the pants at least once. Obviously, you can faintly see in the picture on the bottom says December 19th, and then bottom right corner Cleveland against Cincinnati. So yeah, at least one game. I would probably expect one game since they do two white Bengal games. So I mean, unless they go two for two, but we'll see what happens there. I will definitely be watching this game, but yeah, like I said, the pants were revealed a day earlier after someone was customizing the Bengals uniforms when they spotted the pants. So I mean, that's kind of like unfortunate, and like this is kind of funny here. But apparently back in 2021, the Bengals uniforms were leaked on eBay. Like the uniforms that they're wearing currently, they were leaked on eBay or something. And I thought that was kind of funny. But yeah, like I said, really nice pants. I mean, the Bengals will wear the pants December 19th, Week 16 against the Browns. So that'll be a fun game to watch. Division rivals, Battle of Ohio, in both wearing orange. So I mean, that's gonna be really fun to watch. So. Speaking of the Browns actually signed their linebacker, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. He agreed to a 3-year extension worth $39 million, which is a massive extension for the Browns. Obviously, they lost Anthony Walker to the Dolphins earlier this offseason. But the deal for Owusu-Koramoah includes $25 million guaranteed and an average of $13 million per year. Really good deal for a linebacker who I think is kind of underrated. I mean, I don't know what you guys' opinion on him. But I really like watching them play. I mean, obviously when you play your division rivals twice a year, you can get a little dose of what they play like, and you can really see their full potential. Like especially like in the Battle of Ohio game or just a divisional game in general. He is very talented. I love watching him play. The 52nd pick in the 2021 draft generated 101 combined tackles. 3.5 sacks, 2 interceptions, and 1 forced fumble in 2023. So, I mean, that's a really good year. And, I mean, I know $39 million isn't really what you would expect from, like, the average wide receiver. I know this is wide receiver or quarterback. But, like, $39 million for a linebacker he's going to be good in a few years. Like, I would not be surprised if he went top 5 in the next 5 years. or something like that by the time they have to get him a new extension. But also known as JOK, unless it's joke, JOK, I'm not a Browns fan, so I wouldn't know, becomes the sixth highest paid linebacker in the NFL. So, I mean, you've accomplished something whenever you become one of the highest paid linebackers in the NFL, for sure. Just outside of top five. I heard he was behind Patrick Queen, division rival with the Steelers now, who used to be on the Ravens. The Steelers signed him earlier this offseason. But yeah, really good signing for Owusu-Koramoah. And trust me, if you haven't watched him play, watch him play. He's fun to watch. All right, we have unfortunate news for Vikings fans. And really, I just kind of feel where the Vikings are at right now. But the Vikings rookie quarterback, J.J. McCarthy, to undergo season-ending knee surgery. Yeah, you heard that right. Season-ending. McCarthy is not going to play a single snap in the regular season of his rookie year due to a torn meniscus in his right knee, which he suffered in his first preseason game. And the sad part is that he went 11 for 17 for 188 yards and 2 touchdowns. That is a dream rookie debut. I mean, I know it's just a preseason game, but still, I mean, when you want to see what somebody plays like, that was a great rookie performance. I mean, that was an outstanding performance by McCarthy. I'll be honest with you, I was not super pumped or on the hype train with JJ McCarthy coming into this year. I'll admit it, I was not. I wasn't really like, what's the word? I wasn't really hyped up about him. So, I mean, but now, like, I feel like this is, like, really unfortunate. And, like, I know you might be, like, thinking, like, it's just one player. It's sad and all, but it's just J.J. McCarthy. His rookie quarterback. He's going to come out and give me much better. But actually, no. All right, not only did J.J. McCarthy get injured, but their starting corner, their starting corner's name? I can't remember. He suffered a torn ACL in, like, practice. He's out for the year. We all know what's going on with Jordan Addison, who's likely going to face, like, a few games suspension. And he avoided a serious injury. Then the passing of rookie corner Kyrie Jackson, that was very unfortunate. The Vikings have been through so much. I feel like, and like TJ Hawkinson, is he recovering from an ACL injury? He's recovering from an ACL tear. Like, the Vikings are banged up, and it's just, I just can't stand it. Like, I feel so bad. Like, as a Bengals fan, you guys, like, I know, like, might be thinking of, like, well, Deacon, last year you only had Joe Burrow who was really hurt that badly. I mean, Jamar was hurt too, so was T. But, I mean, that's only 3 players, right? It's not as bad as the Vikings are going through. But I specifically remember, it was, like, years ago, like, what was it? It was, like, probably 2018, 2017, it was either from 2017 through 2019. It was probably 17 through 18. But I just remember, the only reason I'm not saying the Bengals sucked, obviously, back then. And this isn't the only reason they sucked, but they had so many injuries through whatever that year was. I just remember, though, there was so many players injured, like so many good players, like William Jackson, AJ Green. I feel like Joe Mixon was the only one that was actually healthy on the team. I just remember that so well. Like, I just remembered all these injuries that the Bengals had, and this is what the Vikings are going through. Now, I know that the Bengals and whatever, they didn't have a player passing. I mean, that always sucks. And especially how young he was. Like, I really liked him, Kyrie Jackson. But, man, it sucks to go through what the Vikings are going through right now. But, yeah, hopefully McCarthy will come back strong. Obviously, if you didn't know, Joe Burrow played through, like, 11 games in his rookie year. But then he tore his ACL, I believe, in his left knee. But, yeah. No, sucks for McCarthy, sucks for the Vikings organization, the fans. I'll say this, all right? If there's any Vikings fans out there watching this, I'll tell you this: McCarthy is going to come back and be better than he ever's played. He is going to be a top quarterback in the league. I wouldn't say right away, but at some point after watching him play in the preseason game, he is going to be up there. All right, I wouldn't be surprised if he was top 10 by the next 5 years. Trust me, Vikings fans, you guys should be pumped. He's going to be something special for sure. All right, second to last topic. New England. The Patriots actually traded edge rusher Matthew Judon to the Atlanta Falcons. All right, this comes after. It doesn't really come to surprise to me. Obviously, like I said, the Cowboys could have traded for Matthew Judon, which wouldn't be a bad idea. But the Patriots tried to negotiate a long-term deal with Judon. I mean, obviously he was like holding in or something. and he just wasn't getting paid the kind of money he should be getting paid. Like, I mean, I feel like people forget about him a little bit of how good he was, because obviously last year, I'm pretty sure he suffered a season-ending injury, and like, I feel like when someone gets injured, everyone forgets about him. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot at some point how good he was. He's outstanding. I mean, when you join a defense like the Falcons have, I mean, Grady Jarrett could be like Grady Jarrett's tackle, I believe. Adding Matthew Judon to that mix, that's gonna be outstanding. Like, that is going to be amazing to watch as a Falcons fan. But New England will receive a 2025 third-round pick. The Falcons have not worked out a contract for Judon yet, but Atlanta adds Judon after rookie Braylon Trice suffered like a season-ending knee injury, or I don't know, season-ending ACL tear, I believe. But yeah, I mean, I feel like Braylon Trice could have been really good. So adding Judon, who is better than Braylon Trice that we know of right now, is huge. I mean, just adding him to that defense, the Falcons are gonna be a top team. Obviously, you guys haven't checked out my second most recent short, or no, sorry, third. The most likely team to win the Super Bowl in each division. I said the Falcons because I don't know why, but I feel like they're gonna be better than the Buccaneers. The NFC South between the Buccaneers and the Falcons is going to be in a crazy amount of a race. Like, it is going to be back and forth. Trust me, it's gonna be something to look out for. They're gonna be battling it out every week. Like, the best way to make the playoffs is win the division. So I mean, the Falcons are gonna have to do that. The Buccaneers are gonna do that. Whoever wins that. But Judon played 4 games in 2023 before suffering a season-ending torn lower bicep. So yeah, he played through 4 weeks and then was injured. So yeah, the Patriots gonna get him to a new deal. I'm not really surprised by this. I mean, obviously, Judon said earlier this year that he would love to stay with New England, but obviously that's not the case at this point. So, Atlanta is loaded. All right, look out. The league should be in trouble. I mean, this probably could be like a one-year wonder thing. I think it's win now for the Falcons right now. I mean, I know Kirk Cousins signed to a 3-year, 5-year, I can't remember, extension. But still, I mean, fucking you got to get more weapons around Kirk and some more defensive weapons as well. But still, I like where the Falcons are at right now. So, all right, last topic of the week. The Bengals. Good news for Bengals fans. Good news for me. They signed kicker Evan McPherson to a 3-year, $16.5 million extension, I believe. Let me see. $16.5 million deal. Great news. I mean, I think he's the third best kicker in the NFL right now, and the fact he's already how young he is, he's got many bright years ahead of him. I mean, dude, he nails 50 yards. Speaking of 50-yarders, he made 21 field goals from 50 plus since 2021, since he was drafted, which is absolutely insane. But he is set to earn $10 million in new money, so this is a really good contract for a kicker. I mean, I don't think he's not the highest paid kicker in the NFL, I don't believe. I can't remember Harrison Butker's contract because he's currently highest paid. But McPherson has also knocked in all 19 postseason field goals, the most in preseason history without a miss. Postseason, if I said preseason, I'm sorry. But most in postseason history without a miss. He is Money Mac. I mean, he's already got so many nicknames. I mean, Shooter McPherson, Money Mac. I like to call him Money Macaroni for absolutely no reason. But he is our kicker of the future. All right, I love watching him. I mean, I'm so glad and the crazy part is, in the 2021 draft, McPherson was the only kicker taken in the draft, and look where he is at. Look where he's at now. I mean, he sent us to a Super Bowl. So I mean, that's kind of crazy. Right, the absolutely crazy, shocking long list of signings and cuts. In total, we probably have, let's see, that's 2. We probably have about 5 pages. 5 pages of signings and cuts combined. So bear with me here. Falcons signed wide receiver Jakeem Grant, running back Spencer Brown, corner William Hooper, safety Josh Thompson, and linebacker Story Jackson. Panthers signed defensive lineman Jaden Peavy, wide receiver Tavian Robinson, offensive tackle Tyler Smith, outside linebacker Jack Anderson, defensive tackle Walter Palmore. Dolphins signed offensive lineman Chasen Hines, linebacker David Anenhe, outside linebacker Wyatt Ray, and defensive tackle Robert Cooper. Steelers signed defensive end Marquise Spencer, linebacker LaQuay Washington, guard Tykeem Doss, defensive back Zion Gilbert. Ravens signed wide receiver Anthony Miller, punter Jack Browning, and running back John Kelly. The Bears signed defensive lineman Jalen Hutchings. The Lions signed offensive tackle Jamarco Jones, linebacker Bu Plain, quarterback Jake Fromm, linebacker Ty Summers, corner Asong Basie, corner Javelin Goudry, and the Jaguars signed safety to Sean Gibson. That's a top signing right there. That's a really good signing from the Jaguars. Saints signed wide receiver Shaquan Davis, corner Caleb Ford Dement, and tight end Mason Fairchild. Giants signed linebacker KJ Cloyd, running back Lorenzo Lingard, and that's all for the Giants. I'm sorry. Eagles signed safety Caden Stearns. Bills signed quarterback Ben DiNucci, wide receiver Demir Bird, who is insane to use in Madden. Wide receiver Deion Kane. The Browns signed linebacker Brandon Boyer Randall and safety Chase Williams. The Jets signed tight end Neil Johnson, linebacker Anthony Hines III, and wide receiver Hames El-Zayat. Buccaneers signed punter Nolan Cooney. Broncos signed defensive back Caleb Hayes and linebacker Alec Mock. Texans signed defensive end Feldarius Payne. Colts signed running back Demetric Felton, wide receiver Greg Ward, and defensive end Derek Rivers. Chargers signed wide receiver Isaiah Wooden, linebacker Shaquille Quarterman, linebacker Savion Jackson, tight end Tucker Fisk. And the Patriots signed running back Deshaun Fenwick. 49ers signed wide receiver Robbie Chosen, mostly known as Robbie Anderson. Defensive lineman Nick Williams. Cardinals signed running back Hassan Hall and wide receiver Dalen Baldwin. Raiders signed quarterback Nathan Peterman. Vikings signed linebacker Jordan Kunazik, I believe. Commanders signed wide receiver Martavis Bryant. Really good signing there. Cowboys signed center Cole Cabral. Packers signed running back Nate McCrary. Linebacker Chris Russell. I cannot speak when I'm reading off the signings. Rams signed defensive end Carlos Watkins, and Seahawks signed linebacker Easton Gibbs. All right, cuts. Got through those signings, and now we just got to get through the cuts. All right, 49ers cut center Pat Elflein, wide receiver Frank Darby, and linebacker Ezekiel Turner. Giants cut running back Joshua Corbin, defensive back Caleb Hayes. Steelers cut linebacker Easton Gibbs, linebacker Tyler Murray, defensive back Kalon Barnes, and wide receiver Tariq Black, and wide receiver T.J. Luther. Falcons cut quarterback Nathan Rourke, wide receiver Robert Burns, wide receiver Austin Mack, and punter Ryan Sanborn. Ravens cut offensive guard Tykeem Doss, long snapper Randon Plattner, and linebacker Quincy Roche. Panthers cut running back Jaden Sheridan, wide receiver Devin Thompkins, corner Willie Drew, kicker Harrison Mevis, tight end Curtis Hodges, offensive lineman J.D. DiRenzo, defensive end Kimiko Ture, and corner Clayton Isbell. Lions cut offensive lineman Connor Williams, wide receiver Antoine Green, offensive lineman Ike Bodiger, linebacker Deron Gilbert, and safety Morris Norris. Jaguars cut linebacker Ty Summers. Saints cut wide receiver Marquez Callaway, fullback Xander Horvath, wide receiver Jermaine Jackson, and defensive tackle Kyler Ball. Eagles cut linebacker Shaquille Quarterman. Browns cut running back John Kelly Jr., defensive end Marcus Haynes, corner Vincent Gray, and long snapper Rex Sunhara. Chargers cut quarterback Casey Bauman, wide receiver Praise Olotok, tight end Ben Mason, and corner Chris Wilcox. Jets cut linebacker Jimmy Chiarlo, corner Miles Jones. Buccaneers cut quarterback Zach Enigstad. Broncos cut linebacker Alec Mock, outside linebacker Jalen Allen. Texans cut wide receiver Jaden Jank. Colts cut running back Trent Penix, wide receiver Ethan Fernia, safety Kendall Brooks. Patriots cut defensive end John Morgan III. Cardinals cut wide receiver Jeff Smith. Bills cut wide receiver Brian Thompson. Eagles cut wide receiver Keelan Doss. Dolphins cut defensive tackle Tier Tart. That's a massive cut there. Vikings cut linebacker Jabril Cox. Commanders cut kicker Ramiz Ahmed, and offensive guard Mason Brooks. Rams cut kicker Tanner Brown. Dolphins cut, two Dolphins. Seahawks cut defensive tackle Matt Goddell and defensive lineman Nathan Pickering. Cowboys cut defensive end Shakatoni. And the last team with cuts, Packers cut safety Tyler Coyle, defensive back Don Collis, and long snapper Peter Bowden. I'm going to see if we have any more signings and cuts because I want to get through as much as this week and then next week. Because, once the last episode we have with signings and cuts is August 31st. So from 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, we won't have any signings or cuts. So I'm almost done with that. So the Panthers signed guard Ike Buttiger. I believe I already got that one. The Panthers also cut linebacker Jackson Mitchell. Already got those. The Browns cut linebacker Braden Boyer Randall and safety Brady Breeze. And the Giants cut fullback / tight end Jacob Johnson, and they also cut tight end Tyree Jackson. All right, so that's all for this week for signings and cuts. We're going to quick hits, and then we'll go to top 10. Let me see if there's any more updates on signings. No, there's not. All right, Steelers pass rusher Marcus Golden retires after 9 seasons. All right, we're going to try and go through these pretty fast. Golden was the 58th pick in the 2015 draft by the Cardinals. He recorded 114 quarterback hits, 343 tackles, 11 forced fumbles, 51 sacks, and 1 touchdown. Golden retired just before the Steelers' first preseason game. I feel like it was unexpected for sure. I feel like that's what I heard. Before a preseason game, I feel like I would want to play a preseason game, maybe a couple preseason games, and then call it quits. But that's just me. Cowboys and Vikings agreed to a cornerback swap. The Vikings are sending Nashawn Wright to the Vikings in exchange for Andre Booth or Andrew. I must have missed the W. Andre or Andrew. Steelers rookie offensive tackle Troy Fatanu to miss 2 weeks with a knee injury. The rookie will miss 2 preseason games, I believe, and I don't know if this is saying preseason games, 2 preseason games or 2 regular season games. I'm not 100% on that. Last week I talked about the Browns' new stadium, and I said I didn't like it. Well, I'm not the only one that saw the same thing. The city of Cleveland and Cuyahoga County disagree with the Browns' domed stadium. Yeah, I don't disagree. I wouldn't do it. The domed stadium would cost around $2.4 billion, and not just for the money part of it, but I just don't like the way it looks. So, keep trying, Cleveland. Bengals rookie offensive tackle Amarius Mims suffers strained pectoral muscle and is doubtful for Week 1. This is unfortunate for a Bengals fan. If you're not a Bengals fan, or if you are a Bengals fan, and if you did not watch Amarius Mims, I watched him the entire time. All right, our first drive, I watched Amarius Mims play. He looks like really good. I know the Buccaneers had backups, but he looked really good. Mims did not allow a single pressure in the Bengals preseason opener. Mims is hoping to take over the right tackle spot over offseason acquisition Trent Brown. I think he will. Maybe not this year, but definitely next year, because I don't think Trent Brown's going to hang around too long. Ex-first-round pick Tavon Austin retires from the NFL on Tuesday. Unfortunate news here. He was a lot of fun to watch. He totaled 1,361 rush yards, 2,239 receiving yards, 1,483 kickoff yards, 451 punt yards, 16 receiving touchdowns, 10 on the ground, and 3 kickoff touchdowns. Also known as the Rocket Pocket, played for the Rams, Cowboys, Packers, Jaguars, and Bills throughout his 9-year career, I believe. Ravens tight end Mark Andrews involved in a car crash, but no injuries, which is the good news. But Andrews was on his way to the Ravens facility. In case you guys didn't know, last year Andrews almost suffered a season-ending injury last year. But yeah, good thing Andrews is okay. He also said, like in a tweet or something, that this is a great demonstration to always be aware of your surroundings and just be aware whenever you're driving and always have your seatbelt on. I understand 100%. Ravens offensive line coach Joe D'Alessandris hospitalized due to illness. The Ravens hired George Warhop to replace D'Alessandris. I'm not able to talk today apparently. Vikings wide receiver Jordan Addison avoids serious injury on Wednesday. Addison was carted off the field during the joint practice with the Browns. Cowboys acquired defensive lineman Jordan Phillips and 7th-round pick for 6th-round pick. Phillips can help fill in the void of losing Sam Williams for the year. All right, top 10. Here we go. This week, top 10 is going to be the top 10 head coaches in the NFL. All right, so Well, pull it up here. All right, there's no graphic or anything this week. I didn't really have the time to do that. I've been really busy this week, so just listen to my voice. All right, at number 10, Kevin Stefanski of the Cleveland Browns. I feel like that's acceptable. I mean, he former coach of the year. I mean, his career record is 37-30, and his playoff record is 1-2. So I mean, the numbers aren't pointing his direction playoff wise. I'm sorry guys, my voice is like it's getting dry now. But yeah, that I have. I mean, this list can be questionable in some, but like I feel like this is solid. We're gonna go through this quick. At number 9, Sean McDermott. Really good. I mean, I know this team is decent. I mean, I would say the Bills are probably going to be this year's team of definition of mid. But career record is 73-41, and his playoff record is 5-6. Number 8, Dan Campbell. I feel like he can be gutsy, and I like gutsy. All right, I like that. I mean, the only reason they lost the NFC Championship last year is because they didn't kick the field goals. If they would have kicked those 2 field goals, they would have won the game. But career record 29, 33 and 1, and his playoff record is 2-1. The only loss coming in the NFC Championship game. Number 7. Is it just me or I really like Jim Harbaugh? Jim Harbaugh at number 7 of the Chargers. All right, I mean, I know it's his first year, but he's gonna run the ball, and he's gonna kill you with it. Like, watch how Michigan played. They beat teams by running the ball, and that's exact. I love Harbaugh. He's old fashioned. Herbert will not throw the ball this year. I'll tell you that. His career record, really just basically, whenever he was in the NFL with the 49ers, 44, 19 and 1, and his playoff record is 5-3. He's 0-1 in Super Bowls though. At number 6, Mike Tomlin of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He could be low. He could be like top 5, but I don't know. I might. We're gonna change it right here. Number 5, Matt LaFleur. I know this could be questionable here, but it's his 6th season with the Packers. His career record is 56-27, and his playoff record is 3-4. I'm sorry guys, my voice is like I'm getting dry now. But yeah, I mean, I really like where the Packers are going with like the roster this year. They're gonna be pretty good. But anyway, like I said earlier. I changed it. All right, number 5, Mike Tomlin. LaFleur is number 6. He has such a good defensive mind. I feel like he's like really good at what he does. His career record is 173-102, or 173 wins, 100 losses, 2 ties. His playoff record is 8-10, and is 1-1 in Super Bowls. At number 4, John Harbaugh. All right, we're sticking in the AFC North. All right, I mean, 17th season with the Ravens and his 17th season as a head coach. I mean, even if you're not a Ravens fan, you have to love this guy. I mean, he's really good at coaching. He's really good at what he does. He's gonna go up against his brother later this year. I can't wait to see that. But his career record is 160-99. His playoff record is 12-10, and he's 1-0 in Super Bowls. Number 3, we're gonna go Kyle Shanahan. I feel like it could be lower, but I mean 8th with the 49ers, 8th as a head coach. I really like Shanahan. I mean, I feel like he's career record is 64-51, not bad. His playoff record is 8-4. He's 0-2 in the Super Bowls, but he's gonna win a ring at some point. I mean, the 49ers have the squad to do that. I'm pretty sure they're a favorite. They're the favorites right now to win the Super Bowl this year. I wouldn't say so. I'd probably say the Chiefs, if anything, but we'll see what happens. Number 2, Sean McVay. All right, 8th with the Rams, 8th as a head coach. His career record is 70-45, and his playoff record is 7-4. 1-1 in the Super Bowls. The Super Bowl winning coming in Super Bowl LVI against the Bengals. I will not really talk about that much. I'm still scarred from that. Number 1, I feel like no doubt, Andy Reid of the Kansas City Chiefs. 12th with the Chiefs. 25th season as a head coach. And his career record and playoff record is insane. 258 and 144-1, and his playoff record is 26-16. That's crazy. But 3-2 in Super Bowls. I mean, I'm guessing that's also included with the Eagles. Maybe I honestly don't remember that much. But yeah, that is top 10 for this week. I know it was short, but we had to get through it fast. We're going to have a question of the week. The last part of our episode, not named the quiz. Who will win the Brandon Ayuk bid? All right, 49ers or Steelers? All right. Let me see if that's updated, because you never know. That could update at any point in time, and I could completely miss it. All right, I don't see anything about it yet. But if I had to predict if it's going to be the Steelers or 49ers, I feel like it's clear now. It's going to be the 49ers, 100%. I mean, the Steelers feel like they don't seem interested anymore that much, or I'm just not really paying attention that much. But I feel like it's easily, without a doubt, going to be the 49ers who are going to re-sign him to a good deal. So that's my answer for question of the week. I want to hear yours in the comments. But I feel like the 49ers are 100% going to keep him. I mean, you can't really trade a guy. I mean, I would at least keep him for this year. With the team you have, you could easily win a Super Bowl. I mean, the team is favored to win the Super Bowl. So, I mean, I wouldn't trade him just yet. Maybe really at all. But, yeah, that's my answer for that. It was short. But, hey, we got through it all. I mean, 35 minutes. But, all right, quiz. I have unfortunate news once again. It was actually another trick question. And I feel like I said last week, the people who do the quiz do not watch the episodes. I have a feeling about that. Like I said, if some of you do, thank you so much. Because, I mean, the highest paid, or not highest paid, the highest viewed episode that was ever watched is episode 5. The NFL was rigged. I had 163. We need to bump that up, right? I mean, 26 had 37. Not bad, not bad. But the quiz, all right, I'm pulling it up right now. How many games did the Chicago Bears running back Walter Payton miss during his 13-year career? The explanation was he carried the ball 3,838 times for 16,726 yards and scored 110 rushing touchdowns. It was either 1, 2, 3, or 4. The correct answer was 2. The real correct answer is actually 1. So the 13% that clicked 1 and stayed with 1, you guys actually are smart, and you guys won the week. Or you guys won this week. Whoever voted for number 1, if there's one or multiple people that voted for number 1, you guys won this week. All right. At number 4, 0%. Number 3, 3%. Number 1, the correct answer, 13%. And number 2, 84%. The incorrect answer that I make right. It's called a trick question, right? Actually, no, not trick question. All right. We're going to start called trick quiz. All right. Hey, I'm going to say it as plain as day now. From now on, until you guys start guessing it right, I'm going to do trick quizzes. All right? None of them are going to be legit. None of them are going to be real. So if you click the right one, it's probably not right. If you click the right one, it's not going to be right. It's either one of the other 3 answers. And if you guys can get that right, then I might have to switch back to regular quizzes. But yeah, I just wanted to say that now so you guys don't fall for it anymore. So, right, thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode. If you enjoyed, hit the like and subscribe button and the notification bell to get notified every once I upload. This one was another close to 40-minute episode. Hopefully, we can slow it down once signings and cuts are over with. But yeah, if you enjoyed, go check out last week's episode 26, where I discussed the top landing spots for Brandon Ayuk. And also check out some segments. I haven't done segments in a while, but hopefully this week I can get some out. But there are some pretty good segments out there. I highly recommend you guys should go watch those. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys next week for another great episode on Deacon's NFL Talk.